Something like this.
What is the deal, you bags of shit? Welcome to Shoot the Shit with Zeke, Navarre, and Brian. It is currently just I, because I got fucking COVID, and apparently COVID strep did not know this shit was a thing. I mean, at this point, it's like, I'm just gonna hang myself with one of my old lady's fucking cosplay outfits. This is like the second time I've got sick this year. I don't know. I don't even know how. This shit's, and obviously you can hear my throat. If it sounds like I've just taken way too many dicks, I've found my limit. 4 is my limit. I don't get it. It's like 5 was a bit too much, apparently. And what sucks is like you have to quarantine from everyone, but also no one gives a fuck. And I can't even go back to work until 22nd, I think they said, or the 23rd, which is awesome because I don't know if I'm getting paid. Story of my fucking life. Anyway, so yeah, it's just me tonight because we never missed a week or an episode, or I think maybe we did when Israel's dad passed. R.I.P. Brown King. I don't think we ever missed an episode. I honestly, at this point, we're like almost 300 episodes in. I don't even know if that's something to take pride in anymore. Does anybody give a fuck? Does anybody really care? I mean, there's days where I show up to do the podcast, and I don't even know why I'm friends with these fucking guys. It really. Oh yeah, I'm doing this shit in the middle of a tornado as well. Oh yeah, I really don't understand why they're friends with me either. Oh, that's something we can talk about. Why I love my friends. I gotta start with Navarre because he's the oldest. He's my longest ongoing friend, or whatever the fuck. I guess we're pushing 15 years, something like that. I should probably acknowledge that I probably look like I'm being held hostage. I'm just trying out the new lighting. Just fucking bear with me. Alright? Jeez, give me a break. I don't know how to do this shit. I'm not Navarre. I don't fucking got the other camera here. I don't understand this shit. We got Navarre. Let's see. I guess I met him in like 07, 08. I literally kicked the door in and said, like, a nut's a nut and I don't give a fuck or some shit. We've been friends ever since. And he really is my brother. I don't care if he's gay. I'm just waiting on him to come out. Couldn't care less if he, if he smokes the poles or whatever. I don't give a shit. Yeah, he's just like my brother from another mother. Compadre from another padre. He's my boy. But, yeah, we go back way, way, way back. We've done a lot of stupid shit, a lot of felonious crimes, a lot of dumb shit that I mean, I guess we could say on the podcast, but for legal reasons, we probably shouldn't. If I sneeze or like cough too much, I'm gonna try and edit it out, but also fuck you because I'm doing this dumb shit for y'all. I'm trying to think. Maybe I want to say Brian's my oldest friend, but I never really knew Brian. I didn't know Brian like that. Because Brian's always been, how you say rapey without saying rapey? Just like kind of standoffish to the point where you want to get to know him, but you don't want to get to know him because he's very stoic and creepy. But also like that's kind of the guy you want in your fucking squad if shit goes down. And also he was in the Navy, so that's fucking dope. But I don't really, like, sometimes I question, like, was he really in the Navy? Or did he just, like, get sent to a boarding school and, like, they held him there because his mom couldn't afford the payment? That's always crossed my mind. Like these, like, yeah, he's got pictures in fatigues, but like you can get that shit at the mall or a fucking party city. So I've never really questioned him. You know, I'm gonna do pros and cons of my friends. Go to Israel. Israel is definitely the biggest fucking sweetheart out of the gang. Super corny, but I love him. I wouldn't trade him for the world. He's the one I've known the least, but he's like, I work with him now, so I kind of like have to deal with him at the same time. So, you know, there are days where I'm like, hey, get AIDS, but you know, and he's also another one. I'm like, could be gay. Wouldn't care though. Really wouldn't care. I'd be proud of him. Have really high suspicions that he's also a virgin, which is cool. Because, hey, you know, at least he didn't have, like, I had chlamydia before. If you've ever had that, you know it's a fucking blast. Which I also have a story about that. But yeah, Israel's the sweetest dude ever. I love him. He tried to hold on to his hair way too long. I think he started balding at like 8 or some shit. It just wasn't a good look. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, so back to now the cons of Navarre. I mean, just come out, brother. I'll love you no matter what. Brian, just fucking rapey guy. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird, but also, I love you, ish. Israel, you just need to punch a motherfucker, though. Like, just punch somebody once. For me. Punch me. Fucking knock me the fuck out. That's all I really want. I just want to see you square the fuck up. You know what? It just feels like one of those videos where, like, they show at a fucking funeral. I may have jumped the gun with this video. Anyway, so on to chlamydia. So the story is I got the burn or the itch or the drip, whatever the fucking cool kids call it these days, from an ex. Ex got it from probably one of the million cocks she sat on, and then mine was next. Therefore, you know, I got the itchy McItch. Well, I then, you know, bumped Ugly's raw with my old bag, my current old bag, and she, you know, obviously she, you know, got it. She went to the doctor and was like, hey, like, why is my shit look like a fucking bread factory down there? Little did we know, I gave her the fucking itchy McItch. So, you know, we get that taken care of. I explained it, like, hey, I probably got it from an ex, which I think I did. Hopefully it was in the sock that was under my grandma's bed. Under my bed at my grandma's. That was fucking weird. But yeah, you know, it was one of those things. Anyway, got past that. Fast forward like a year. Start having the same symptoms. And if you don't know the symptoms, like, for me, I had it so long, and I haven't drank water, I don't know, since I was like 5. My piss always burnt. I couldn't fucking know the difference if, like, the doctors were to show me the test. I had no idea. But you know, the old bag is a fucking health nut-ish, kind of. So she was like, wait, my shit's burning again. And another symptom that comes along with that is an itchy anus. So she brings up itchy anus immediately. I'm like, yeah, my ass is on fire, you know. So go to the doctor. It was a female doctor. It was like at some not free clinic. It was like free-ish clinic. You know, you could pay with like food stamps and shit, I guess. I don't know. But we go to the fucking clinic, get the test. We didn't even get the test on. This is the funny part. We tell the doctor our symptoms, like how we're feeling, what we're having, and all this shit. We tell this doctor, hey, our pee burns and our anuses are itching. She then recommends the tests. We, you know, pee in a cup. It takes like a week or whatever the fuck for a free 99 clinic to get your results back. Get a call like, hey, you guys are both negative. We're like, fuck yes. Then it hit me. That's probably the one time you wanted a positive test. because we just told the doctor that we had itchy asses and our feet burnt. And yeah, I never went back to that clinic again. Even when I got insurance, I was like, yeah, I'm never going back there again. It's a little bit embarrassing. Yeah. So anyway, back to the friends, because we're gonna be all over the place. I have no notes. I don't fucking even know what's going on. Or you know what we can talk about? Let's talk about how I wake up the other day to a panicked old bag saying, hey, didn't you get paid the other day? Or yesterday, whatever the fuck. It's like, yeah, we have Wells Fargo. And I don't know if you've heard, but banks are starting to collapse again. It's like '08 all over again, which is fucking sick, especially for us broke motherfuckers. So anyway, she's like, hey, didn't you just get paid? I'm like, yeah, look at your account. I don't open my bank account app or bank app, whatever, because I fear money. Like, one of my things I hate the most is being broke, or at least knowing I'm broke. The thrill in life for me is swiping that fucking card and not realizing how much is on there and just being like, oh, I can't afford Tic Tacs? Fucking bet. But anyway, so she handles all the money. Well, anyway, she's like, yeah, your shit is like negative $100 and something. What happened? Like, did some payments come out? Blah, blah, blah. Start looking into it. Couldn't find out. Wells Fargo was like, oh shit, anybody who's put money in this motherfucker, we're just going to go ahead and debo their ass, because why not? And then I started looking up articles about how Wells Fargo and some other, like, not even like big banks, like, they're just going under, the stock's crashing, all this shit. I'm like, god damn. It's like, the last thing a broke motherfucker wants to hear is that they're in the negative when we're just about to not be broke. All of a sudden, my broke ass is even broker. I think it took like 24 hours to get our money back. Or at least my money, because fucking this is like the 9th time I've had something happen with Wells Fargo where they just debo my shit and they're like, yeah, well, that's what it is, what it is, brown boy. So I wasn't going to take it. Got tired of this shit. Told the old bag, hey, we got to get the fuck out of Wells Fargo. These motherfuckers keep having issues after issue after issue. And it seems to be like a persistent thing, at least for me. So moved over to Chase, because I'm fucking tired of getting robbed, dude. If you're gonna fuck me, at least lube me up a little bit, dude. Make it worth my while. You haven't done that shit even, and that's what really fucking sucks. Is that I don't know, fucking 98% of the population is living fucking paycheck to paycheck, and then y'all go pull some shit like this just to, like, what, refund stocks or some shit? I'm not even fucking smart enough to know what they're doing in that area or whatever the fuck. I just know it's bullshit. So, hopefully they all get shut down. That's my only thing. I just would really like to watch all of them burn. And yes, I'm still vaping. I don't give a fuck. Smooth. Oh yeah, so basically one of the little lessons that I've taken away from today was that, like, at our age, like, I don't think I'm old per se, but I'm getting older. Like, I'm not old enough to, like, have, like, cameras in the house where, like, people have to be on a 24/7 lookout to make, to see if I'm gonna, like, eat shit and die. But I'm definitely too old to be running upstairs, which is really shitty. Like people are like, hey, like, fucking chill out. Like, I feel like I'm that age now. Like, early 30s. I'm not even 35. I'll be 34 in May. And this bullshit, it just made me realize, like, you know what? You can't take any of this shit for granted. Like, even little things like a sore throat. Motherfucker had COVID and a COVID strep. How the fuck does that, like, earlier this year I had the flu. That fucked me up. It felt like I got Gomer piled. Like, somebody beat the shit out of me with a bunch of bars of soap and socks and shit. And then we're just at work one day, and my goddamn fucking voice box just turned off. That was awesome. So yeah, man, just if you're getting up there, fucking please go just get regular checkups, because you never know what the fuck it could be. Like, that's what happened to my dad. My old man ended up getting cancer and shit. And then we were wondering, he was like, I wonder how this happened. Like, all he ate was fucking tacos and cigarettes and beer. So, like, I don't do that shit because I don't drink anymore. But I still eat like shit. So I don't know. That probably has an effect on my immune system, but I'm no quitter, so fuck that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. All I know is I'm getting too old to be trying to keep up with my younger counterparts, if you will. That's all I'm saying. Something interesting I saw was that the cartel out in Mexico actually showed some decency. Decency-ish. So apparently these people came over to vacation or do something. I don't know. Don't care. This is one of the reasons I don't fuck with Mexico. They killed like 5 people, and then they were like, I think they cut off their head. I don't know what the fuck cartel does. Like, they're on some OG shit. They're fucking gangster as fuck, and I want no part of it. But apparently they killed these people. They must have been like low-level members, because then like the real cartel were like, yo, son, you just killed random ass people for what? Nah, fuck that. You're turning yourself in. You do the crime, you gotta do the time. And they end up turning these motherfuckers in, like handcuffed, tied to a truck with a note that was like, oops, you fucking killed people, motherfucker. Like, your squad went fucking wild and killed some motherfuckers. Oops doesn't fix this shit. I'm sorry. No, that's not how this shit works. This is why I don't like Mexicans, because they do crazy shit. Like, I'm not talking about like Mexicans, like the people that are here in this country, they're actually pretty cool. Like, I mean, but also learn our fucking language. But at the same time, those motherfuckers over there in El Mexico, those crazy motherfuckers are still, like, I think their government is, they're always talking shit, or they're in cahoots with the cartel about like, hey, you give us this and we'll give you that, because we have to keep some type of like look up that we are in charge, even though the cartel is clearly in charge, which is like, okay, but at what cost? You're just fucking murdering innocent people for this look, which is crazy to me. Like, I know our government's fucked, but goddamn, all these innocent ass people over there are getting fucking mollywopped, in a sense, just to keep a lookup. And then fucking apparently, according to some fucking dude who has like really, he's like a mole essentially. He was saying how the cartel and MS-13 and shit, they'll like give up big members of their gang just to keep up their look. Like, hey, yeah, sometimes we fuck up, like to like coincide with the Mexican government shit, which is fucking nuts to me. So they'll give up someone. They're like, oh, hey, but also like, we'll give you this guy, but we need someone murdered. Is that cool if we kill this guy? And they're like, yeah, by all means, just keep us looking good. It's fucking insane. So, needless to say, I will stay here in not Mexico, in America. And if I ever did go over there, it'd probably be because I had warrants or something. I don't know. Like, I'm just not going over there. I saw that Will Smith's bitch ass said he was hurt by what Chris Rock said in his Netflix special, which wasn't bad. Like, I don't know what he expected from a guy. Like, I mean, you slapped this motherfucker on live TV during like the Oscars or some shit, and what the fuck did you can't slap a comic and then expect them to just be chill about it. Like, even if you were to talk it out backstage, He'd be like, you know what? I get it. You know, you've been catching this shit from all ends. Same way your wife has from like fucking teenagers. Like, it's fucking crazy. But whatever. You know, like, look, I get it. You took it out on the wrong guy. Let's talk this out. I would still be like, look, just so you know, you just gave me like, I don't know, at least 20 minutes of material. I'm gonna have to fire back. Because as a man, if someone slaps me and I don't fire back, there's still ego involved in that shit. Like, you're gonna have to fucking, Will would have to get mollywopped, even if it wasn't by me. I would 100% send the comedy goons after him. Or I would send Chappelle's boys, the ones who broke that motherfucker's arm, had them all, you know, looking like one of the warriors of virtue and shit. But yeah, I would do something. You have to do something. It's just an ego thing. It's a man thing. It's a pride thing. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like he should have just shut the fuck up whenever this came out. He should have expected it. Should have saw it coming. Only a real bitch would have even commented on something like this. Like, just take your lumps the way he took that slap. That's all I got. That's all I got on that, dude. You just gotta you gotta take that one. Take it on the chin the way he did. I've been watching a lot of documentary-ish things, that and a mixture of TikTok videos, which always makes me like question, like, is that even, like, how far I don't know if we've fallen that far down in society that TikTok is more educational than the school system, but either way, I get a lot of shit from there, so no complaints. About like the apocalypse. And Israel and I were talking about this a few months ago, maybe. That, like, he thinks that it's just a vicious cycle or a loop, whatever it may be, you know, just that where we currently are, it's already happened before. Like, maybe not us, not like on some multi-dimensional shit, but like there has been a society before us that has gone through the same thing that we're going through. Maybe not pandemic, maybe not, it's not like identical, you know, copy paste shit, but he thinks that, you know, we've gone through this. So I'm like, gotta fucking make sense. So there would have to be, which means there would have to be a apocalypse, or, you know, some crazy shit, not like on some like extinction shit, like just like apocalypse, like every man for himself, fending for himself. And I was like, if that was the thing, that people had to start eating each other at some point, which I don't know what that does to the evolutionary chain, but like, I don't know, I don't think I could ever eat someone. Like, if I'm being dead honest, I feel like eating someone is so fucking low on the things I want to do. Like, I mean, just really think, like, that's some barbarian level shit. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm saying it's very low on my list. I don't want to, like, I mean, because if I'm being honest, I'm a small dude. The first person I'm looking for is a kid. They gotta fucking go. I gotta grab a kid. I gotta nab one. I'm going fucking full on Dahmer, minus the sex. Full on Dahmer, eating everything. I don't give a shit. Because this fucking, like Fat Bastard said, baby, the other white meat, I'm all down. I'm 100% down. I'll go Golden Corral on their bitch ass. Couldn't give a fuck. This feels so bad on my throat, but I love it. Anyway, apocalypse shit. There's been quite a few studies about this, that the apocalypse has happened before, hence some of the remnants that remain. God, I keep slouching. Hence some of the remnants that remain and that they find all over the fucking world, which, like, some of them that they claim to be tools from, you know, prior civilizations. But then some of them, you're like, no, this is kind of a weird looking tool that maybe was a tool, but it was definitely used for more so for self-defense, not just like a sword, like weird ass looking things. That shit I need to look more into, because it fucking blows my mind that to even think about, like, basically the earth being just, you know, like a vicious cycle loop type thing. Like, that's trippy to me, because multi-dimension, all that shit, that already freaks me the fuck out, let alone just thinking that something like this has already happened before, and like maybe it's gonna happen again. I don't know. Apparently the sun's gonna blow up soon and we're all gonna die, so cheers, motherfuckers. This doctor gave me a super strict list of shit not to do: not to vape, not to drink soda. Oh god, dude, when I went to the doctor earlier today, when I got the results, a lady walks in. She's like, hey, you have a fucking sore throat, blase blase. I'm like, yep. And like, my breathing's fine, blah blah blah. So she goes, would you like to get tested for COVID and strep? Which luckily I did. She's telling me as she's doing this, like, hey, this fucking the fucking strep shit, it's gonna make you gag if you have a weak gag reflex, which I do. You know, there you go, Dad. I wouldn't be able to suck cock if I wanted to. But yeah, she like, oh, it's open wide, say, oh, this shit. She jams this shit down, and like I could like feel it like at the top of my chest. I was like, holy fuck. So that shit hurt. But she warned me, and it was just a giant like Q-tip. And then she's like, put your head back against the wall. I'm assuming this is where the COVID test happens. Totally unexpected. This bitch shoves a fucking Q-tip in my nose. It's about like 6 inches long. She's holding it at the bottom, and I feel her thumb hit my nose. But she tells me before, if you move the way you moved with the swab, the strep swab, which I did, I flinched like a little bitch. She was like, I could really like fucking fuck you up. But I feel her shit on my nose, and she just like yanks it out. And she was like, I told you it wasn't fun. I was like, bitch, you almost got a fucking fist. She scribbled something down and fucking chunks Deuce out the room. Like, I thought we were over these deep ass COVID swabs. Why are we going back to that shit? And like, this is, like, is anyone, like, I know everyone else is fucking sick of COVID. Like, I wore the mask. I did my fucking part. I feel like I should be grandfathered in. Like, I don't need to get this shit again. I got my old bag and they're worried about me. Can't even see my dog. Telling me I'm just gonna fucking hang myself with fucking tampon strings or something. I don't know. But anyway. And then on top of that, walk out of the doctor's office. I'm like, motherfucker, I got this bullshit again. Gotta start my truck. Goddamn truck battery doesn't start. Or it's fucking dead. Whatever, truck doesn't start. Luckily, my dad's like a minute away. I'm like, yo, Pops, come scoop your boy up or give me a jump start or something. Swings right through. He like pulls in like fucking Dukes of Hazzard, flying, hitting speed bumps, fucking doing 360s and shit. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? He gets out. He's like, are you all right? I was like, yeah, the fucking truck won't start. You good? What the fuck's going on with you? He was like, oh, I heard, I thought you said you got dizzy and fell leaving the clinic. I was like, I said the truck wouldn't start. How'd you even get that out of that? He's like, oh. So anyway, the truck won't start. Like, he just like glosses over everything. That's the thing I love about my dad. My dad will just make my dad's born in the 60s. So he'll make a big deal out of fucking everything and then just gloss over. Like, he'll literally be the source of a problem and then just totally gloss over this shit like it's nothing. Like, he just fucking almost caused a wreck coming in to check on me, which I love. Love you, Pops. Grateful. But also, you know, fucking maybe don't fly through like a residential parking lot. Out of your fucking mind. So anyway, I'm sick. I'm like feeling like a bag of shit with AIDS and cancer. And I'm like, yo, Pops, we got the truck started. I'm like, Pops, I gotta go. I gotta go get these meds, these fucking antibiotics. He's like, oh, okay. And then proceeds to talk my ear off for the next hour. And, you know, my dad's 50 something. He's born at 65. You do the math. So I don't get to see him that much. And I get that, you know, fucking time is, like, life is fleeting. But also, like, I'm fucking sick. And I would love to have the conversation with you, but I can't. And I know we all have that one parent or both. Yeah, you know, you're their baby. And, you know, they want to talk to you, which is fine. I get it. But there are also moments where you're like, hey, let's shut the fuck up so we can part ways temporarily. always like to say temporarily because, we're on borrowed time. So, it is what it is. And I don't know. And then I text my mom right after. And my mom, it's like, I guess this is my fault. Like, I should have just been like, hey, mom, just letting you know. I'm at the doctor and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yo, check this shit out. Just tested positive for COVID and strep COVID. My mom was like, who just had her teeth pulled out, by the way. It was like willing to drop whatever she was doing. So I feel very lucky, very, very lucky that I have those kind of parents, because I do know I grew up with so many people who had fucking raggedy ass parents. Like, I remember this kid, Brian's cousin, who I won't say his name. His mom used to just like let us come over and sleep and like rent porn and shit. Like, it wasn't nothing. Like, he would just sit there and, like, now that I think about it, I was like, man, that kid actually ended up going to jail. Like, I think he ended up like, first of all, going to jail for like the worst fucking crime ever, like stealing car radios. What is this, fucking 1983? What a fucking loser. Anyway, so I'm just very grateful that I have those kind of parents that, that I can actually rely on and call up and so another lesson, fucking call your parents, man. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a special occasion. Just call those fuckers. They birthed you, and you are their seed. So, hit them up every now and then. And I did have some other shit to talk about, but it just seems so pointless because my voice is all fucked up. But I guess we'll take it back to childhood. If anyone remember the stupid ass game we would play with like either a fully aired up balloon or a half aired up balloon, and like you and your friends or cousins or sisters and brothers would try to like keep it up in the air, and whoever let it hit the ground first lost. I just found out that that's a fucking professional sport. I think it's called like Balloon World, and like, I don't know if I'm stoked about that shit or mad, because our parents, like, everything that we millennials did as kids is now, you can either be a fucking professional or just at least get paid to do it. Like, video games, fucking streaming on Twitch. Who the fuck thought that was gonna be a real thing? I know I didn't. Like, I remember like watching my cousins play like GTA 3 or fucking Vice City or whatever, or you pick a game, and my mom would be like, "You just watching? Like, you don't?" I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of relaxing. Like, when you don't like the pressure's not on you." So I kind of get the Twitch thing, but then doing stupid ass games like that was just a way to like kill time, because we didn't, it was raining outside, or fucking maybe it was just you by yourself. I don't know, fucking how you got off, but it was just fun. Now you can be a fucking professional athlete. I was like trying to think, like, what else did we do where we could actually get paid for, like, honestly get paid for. And it's like literally anything. If you can think it's a fucking real thing. It's just, or at least somewhat of an occupation that pays a little bit. Like, I'd have never thought that even something like podcasting would be a line of work. For some people, that's all they fucking do. Like, I feel like we could get there eventually. Like, unfortunately, obviously, we still have jobs because we just got cameras. Shout out to fucking cameras being expensive as fuck. But also shout out to our job discount. But yeah, I mean, you can kind of do anything that you want. You can turn it into something that pays, which is fucking dope. But also, I kind of fucking hate it because you can turn anything into a fucking job. Like, that's crazy. There's actually people who, like, they will just volunteer their time to walk around a mall and look at shit for someone else. And I know that's been a thing for a minute, but also that's fucking weird. Like, it, or like a personal assistant, you get fucking paid to help someone. I don't know if I could take that shit serious. Yeah, no. I don't do well with authority. So no, fuck that shit. But anyway, so shout out to fucking Balloon World professionals, but also fuck you. Like, how the world is weird. The world is weird, and I'm like mad at it, but not mad at it at the same time. So, I don't know. I sound like a fucking hater right now. Let me shut the fuck up. I saw this video where a guy who's blind was like working out in a gym and like staring off into space like fucking blind people do, and he heard footsteps, and this lady came up to him and was like, "Stop staring at me." And the guy's like, "Huh?" She's like, "Stop staring at me." He's like, I guess looking around in a sense, and she's like, "I didn't come here to be stared at." He's like, "Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I'm blind." She dips out, goes to get the manager. Manager comes back with the lady, and he was like, "You can't be staring at people." He's like, "Oh, no. There's a misunderstanding. Like, I'm blind." Pulls out like his card that proves he's blind. He's like, "I understand that, but you can't make other people feel weird by staring at them." And this is where we are as a society. There are times I wish that like Biden, old Sleepy Joe would fall asleep on the nuke button and send one straight up and then come right back down. Like, that would be fucking awesome. But also, I kind of want to see what life is like. Is there like a certain age that we should want to hit? Because I think for me, it's like 70. Like, if you get much older than that, you start looking like a goddamn goblin. And like, bad enough, my ears are massive as fuck. So is my nose. So those fuckers don't ever stop growing. Dude, I'm gonna look like someone grabbed my face and just stretched it out like silly putty and just fucking dropped it. That's a life I can't live with. And I wouldn't want to put my kids through that. Nor your kids. So it's a selfless act. 70, I'm good. I'm fucking fine. I saw this. I thought this was fucking hilarious. Apparently, a guy in Chicago, which, we know is to be a friendly ass environment, robbed someone and then stayed at the crime scene to eat the victim's fried chicken. Fire. Nothing says I don't give a fuck like robbing a motherfucker and then sticking around to eat their grub. I don't know if that... fuck it. Look where we are as a society. God damn. This makes me more depressed every day thinking about it. But here we are. Doing solo podcast. The thing I hate about solo podcasts is that it's a fucking solo podcast, because I always thought people who did these were psychopaths, and I'm in an apartment, so the people are literally right across from me are probably hearing this and calling the cops, which is fine, because they have every right to. It's fucking like 3 a.m. here. I never really got the deal with solo podcasts. I didn't want to do this shit. There's so many other things I'd rather be doing other than having this strep and COVID shit. Like, I'd rather teach a class of retard short division. But like, again, we don't miss a week, and that's because we love you. That is because we love you. Mostly Terrence. Like, at this point, I don't even know who else listens to this shit. But yeah, solo podcast. I kind of feel like, especially with these cameras, in this light, like, I feel like all I'm missing is one of those signs that's like, "Please help," or like giving instructions on how to fucking get me out of here. What the fuck was that? But yeah. So yeah, I do feel a little crazy right now. And if I'm rambling, fucking, I don't care. I don't know how to do this shit, alright? I'm new to this. If this camera looks bad, hey, again, never done this before. This angle does look pretty dope, though. Yeah. What else? Oh, shit, dude. I finally saw Wakanda Forever. I actually really like it. I thought it was fucking dope. My boys aren't here to talk to, about it, but I actually liked it. I feel like, to me, it was fucking sad. And you know, what are you gonna do? Chadwick Boseman dies. I mean, it's like they're gonna fucking CGI him. You know, he's not like Tupac at Coachella. You know, they had to move on with the story. The one thing I will say after watching that, I do wish that they wouldn't have ended his story. Like, I hope they don't end his story. I really want more of T'Challa's fucking story, whether it be Michael B. Jordan or whoever. You got to keep that story going. It's too fucking fire, man. And I would definitely recommend getting the Marvel Unlimited app, because you can read his like, maybe not his entire story there, but you can definitely read like multiple storylines that kind of give you more of an insight of his story, which is really fucking fire. So definitely check it out. And the promo code for that is, and I have promo codes, but I am thinking about reaching out to Manscaped again, getting some money. And also, tell me how you like the solo podcast shit. I don't know, because honestly, I kind of do want to create more stuff. It's fun. Like, I feel like I have a lot to say. I know it's not important. Fuck you. But I just like getting it out there. Like, this shit it's actually kind of relaxing. It's almost like therapy, only I'm creeping my neighbors out. Yeah. I may start another one. If you got any names for that shit, throw something out. I Need Attention. I think that's pretty cool. I Need Attention sounds interesting. But it also sounds like some rich bitch from Beverly Hills who needs attention, so I don't know. Oh shit. This is for all you fucking nerds out there, i.e. me. Apparently, Michael B. Jordan is an anime fan. Go fucking figure. Kill a motherfucker off Wakanda forever, and all of a sudden he becomes a fucking nerd. That's one of my beef with some of these actors, is that they're like, yeah, I've always been picked on because I like anime or fucking video games. Bitch, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Michael B. Jordan was slaying ass in high school and in junior high. Probably teachers. He's a good looking dude, but he can't act worth a fuck. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Him and Paul Walker. It is what it is. And I'm not a goddamn movie critic, so take it with a grain of salt, but they're not great actors. I know it, and you know it. Anyway, I bring that up to say this shit. Actually, no, we'll get to this in a little bit. I don't know how I feel about actors taking roles, mostly in the superhero universe, when they don't know shit about their character, other than the script they're given. Like, I feel like Henry Cavill's the only one who really dives deep. And there may be other ones, you know, I don't claim to know all this shit, but like, Henry Cavill's the one who will be like, I want to do this shit because I love this story. And apparently, homie from Star Trek, what's his name, Chris Pine, apparently he likes the shit as well. So, like, with the Dungeons and Dragons movie, that shit looks fire. I'm gonna go watch it just because I found out that he is indeed a D&D player. But anyway, back to Michael B. Jordan being a fucking fake ass. Maybe he's a real anime fan. I don't know. His face, you can never tell because he has the same face. They asked. He did some interview and they asked him which animes he would recommend. Here are his starting list. And I'm not too big on anime, but I know that these are not starting animes. First one, One Piece. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach, and Hunter x Hunter. Before adding, that's a pretty good starting 5. Motherfucker, have you ever seen anime? In any anime, even like limited series anime, are like 100 episodes. Those are not like, I'm not an anime guy, so I don't know shit about it. But I do know that those are not starting fucking 5 animes. Like, what? I feel like some dude was in his ear and was like, yeah, maybe this one, give this one a shot. How about that one? And now he's got fucking poor, fucking light skinned chicks wasting their time on One Piece that'll never fucking end. Fucking cocksucker. I don't know why that makes me mad. Like, I feel like I've been ranting a lot this episode about bullshit that just makes me mad. I think I could do this a lot more often. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. See how you guys like it. Also, maybe I'll work on some lighting because I feel like, I don't know. Like, I feel like Brian's gonna come out of a corner and rape me or something, which would be cool. Good content. Content is content, But it fucking is what it is. Yeah. All right, hoes. As you can tell, my fucking throat is ragged out, and just doing this little shit is killing me. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. So that was episode 272. Peace.